was Seyi. Anyway, he kind of tried to break a protocol until a security guard was like, Alayewa RCCG Koleleyo, no be RCCG Holy Ghost night. Goodbye. So then that it now dawned on me that, oh, no wonder they kept pushing this, Obi that. Like waiting the Peter Obi own for the Vatican, although they said Obi himself is na Papa Naita, same as Fayemi. You get that now? So they have all the seats tagged VVIP, VIP, and all of that. So Obi and the rest were there. Seyi was there. But let's go to that room first. When Kolu left Nigeria, right? So when the event actually took place.
Turn for the camera.
Anyway, so that was Kolu. Eric suit lower. Kolu was suit. Oh, don't worry, I'm going to show you that. You know. So the first error, I don't know, maybe these guys who went there with Kolu, if you notice that the airport, Bianca Ojukwu was there to welcome him. It's such a crazy thing, right? These guys, they live like royalty, but it's a crazy thing. You know what? In Nigeria, all of them will enter plane. Everybody will enter plane. Whether they are going to be like 60 or 50, they are going with 3 planes. If they are going to be like 80, 90, or 100, they will go with like 3 planes. You see that main one, right? That Tinubu just bought. Did you hear that they are sending that back for refurbishment in South Africa? Anyway, it's a story for another day. And so that new jet that Tinubu bought, right? That's the one he is going to be. So they will send 2. They call them advanced team. So those ones can be like up to 70, 80, or 100. They will send 2 down. Then in his own plane, right? You have the ministers, you have a few other people in, Seyi, his wife, and a few other people like that in. So you can have maybe another, maybe 30 of them. So when they, before Tinubu get to the airport, these guys will go to the airport. Though Seyi and everybody will go there inside, though. So the ministers them, and you know, service chiefs, they will line the airports, like form, you know, a parade, kind of like her. So they will now say goodbye. So once Tinubu enter and camera off, all of them will enter plane. When they get to where they are going, Tinubu, Seyi, everybody go there inside plane. These guys again, they will all get down to go and line both paths to form guard of honor for him. Now them go say goodbye to him in Nigeria. They are also the ones that will welcome him wherever they are going. All expense paid trip, of course. But now what happened inside the Vatican? All join. And even after, I combined all the clues together. Just a long watch. Okay? Let's go back in there. Kolu. I didn't even say that before we continue. So the first error, like I said, maybe is because they were like so cool, right? The first error was the supposed Secretary of State to the Vatican. You know, Rome is in Italy, like, but the Vatican is a government of its own in Italy. So it's you have the Vatican, right? So they have the Secretary of State, like you have a Secretary to the government of the Federation in your country, right? So then Tinubu met, I think the guy's name is Johnny or something. Tinubu met somebody. And then the next thing, Tinubu's media team, all of them started publishing this strange person as the Secretary of State to the Vatican. It didn't take long, right? We'll go inside before the main thing.
For 4 years. Yes. Abuja. Yeah. Thank you so much. Very proud to receive you. Yeah. Soon you're getting of the English section. They said it's a move back once.
Sei tu il mio Dio e ti rendo grazie. Sei il mio Dio e ti esalto.
Along with you. So we are grateful, and I've already written to thank you for facilitating our coming for the funeral of Pope Francis. So now that you have come to the Vatican, so whenever we are having our conference in Nigeria, we'll also invite you, and we look forward to interfacing with you, just as you're able to do with the Holy Father.
The obligation to do such a thing for us to promote our unity in diversity and show Nigeria the sort of leadership that must prevail and exist all the time. If we are to use that diversity, not for adversity at all, but for courage for the country. It's historic for one to be on the saddle of presidency and for this to happen.
President Tinubu solidarity with the millions of people who are of the Catholic faith in Nigeria by attending this Mass, being himself a Muslim. This has also shown his commitment to the advancement of peace, not just in the African region, but globally also.
What the president has shown is that he's a man who's tolerant of all religions and who believes in interfaith harmony, and who has even demonstrated it by the kind of appointments he made out of his cabinet. 62% of them are Christians. That shows the kind of man he is.
It changes the misconception that Nigeria is not a free, fair place to worship for multiple religious faith. So it shows the fact that a Muslim president can be accepted and is liberal to carry the whole country along.
Nuisance, Lele.
You know, they miss every time they have to throw in propaganda, they don't miss it. Because immediately after, before all of this, okay, let's stay in the hall, right? So that moment when Tinubu was ushered to the presence of Pope, that video you saw where they had a WeChat and all of that, you know, because he's been to Nigeria. The guy, I mean, the new Pope, right? He's from Chicago in America, okay? And he's been to Nigeria, I think twice. He's been to Jos. So possibly just was like talking to Tinubu there that, oh, how's Nigeria? How's people of Nigeria? Is everything okay? Right? I say, yeah. Hopefully, probably what he was saying. As before that, ushering Tinubu to go to the Pope. So as Tinubu was like having that way convo, or yeah, as Tinubu was kind of like moving away. I'll show you. Yeah. I lost the audio of that one. So I'm going to put another one on. The one that seems pretty much like with a tiny bit of audio, if there is not, I can mix it up while we are on. So there is, sorry, just give me a sec. Right, 1 second. Right. So there were other dramas too, by the way. I want us to clear that one, then go to other dramas. So it was said that Fayemi, who was seen with Obi, later kind of led him to go and say hello to Tinubu and others, right? But here's that clip. So this one has the sound. So that was what was, because it was practically like, so it's like breaching the protocol. It shouldn't be there in the first place. Like I said, his role is not really defined. When they went to France, he, with his dad, right? He actually observed the guard of honor. Okay, and yeah, and I think he's done that too when they went to UAE as well. They've always been like not far from him to be. I'm talking about where the supposed diplomat or ministers, members of the executives that travels with the president, where they will stand, and then you see the members of the executive of that country also standing here. You go see Seyi there. You got the one that's the role when the boy in plane B he got serve, right? Because it was believed that they have about 3 or more entrances. So they had one for the people called the VVIP, right? Maybe presidents, leaders of countries, or whatever you get this path. Leaders of these path, members, you know what I mean? Like before the entire hall got filled up, right? So another trending video from this their Roman trip is that of Fayemi and Peter Obi, who were also possibly in the wrong entrance. Peter Obi, Fayemi, Cardinal Okogie, is that his name? Cardinal Okogie, right? Were stopped from entering the hall from that particular entrance. I don't know if you have seen it.
Un altro settore, non i settori dei cardinali. Loro devono stare di qua. Paolo, prego da questa parte per favore. This way please. Yeah, this way please. This way please. Okay. This way please. Mister, this way please.
So again, somebody said it was a misunderstanding and all that too. So all of that from Rome. Okay. But more will leave Rome and go to that Nigeria, where still talking about Seyi, by the way. You remember that young man, the Nance president, Isa Artu, the guy that came out and said the Minister of Youth and Seyi Tinubu organized thugs that abducted him, and when he rejected their 100 million naira bribe for him to ignore and forget this Nance, what have you, that the next thing was they beat him, tortured him with pictorial evidence, even mark wounds to show for it, right? So people reacted with the same way they used to react, Nigerians. What is this? What kind of nonsense is this? What is wrong with this, this and that? Papa, not even the Nigerian students gives a damn about the guy. Because what happened? The DSS picked him up for mentioning the name of Tinubu's son, Seyi. And they resumed the torture, took over his social media platforms, handles, then put out an apology that DSS actually typed, and they posted it. Despite all of that, they refused to let him go. He's been in detention now for more than 2 weeks or so. Guess what? His family has been denied access to him. Not even his friends have access to him. The DSS, they are now charging him for illegal gun possession. You know, you remember that joke? I'm going to see if I can still put up his image as well. You remember that joke about, you know, two fighters? Should I use boxers? Okay. Two boxers. And one, pardon me, pardon my all this interruption and all that, okay? They're like afterthoughts, right? I'll put this up. So I want you to see the guy I'm talking about so that you can visualize what this says. Now take a look at him. That's him in the middle, right? And that's Seyi on the right, okay? His name is Isa Artu. Now when the news broke, a lot of you here probably, you can bear witness. So he's been in detention now. And the surprising thing is that, you know, people are not giving a damn about him. You know, no protest, no nothing, no complaint, no nothing. I think I have another one I can use. So now you remember that story, the story of two boxers. When the winner showed up, all bloody, swollen face, broken leg, broken jaw, lost about 4, 5 teeth, and they said that's the champion. I said, wait, if the champion be like this, where is the loser? Say you don't